Hey everybody, I'm Sam C. In for Bobby D, and this is Etiquette class with Mrs. Cubbage, sponsored by Vibrant Souls Health and Wellness. You can follow Vibrant Souls on Instagram, and you can email Vibrant Souls at vibrantsouls@gmail.com. First of all, we want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to follow all of our shows, all of our segments. We greatly appreciate you, and for those of you who have found your way to our channel by way of our shorts, we thank you for that too. We're just going to start getting right into this issue. This is about hotel etiquette. And, recently, Bobby D and I had visited a hotel on our trip. And the concierge slash the person that checked us in, whatever you want to call it, we'll call them, they weren't very nice. And, you know, Bobby had said that she thought that the person was kind of snooty. Well, she wasn't wrong because this is where the hotel etiquette comes in, and this is where people need a whole lot of training. Okay. So we check ourselves in, we come to the hotel room, and we're probably here about 2 hours, right? Just kind of getting our thoughts together, trying to figure out what we're going to, where we're going to go, what we're going to do. So within 2 hours, there, now keep in mind the TV was on here, and I just gotten out the phone, speaking with my mom. There was a knock at the door. So wasn't just one knock at the door, it was more than one knock at the door. And then we kept hearing this noise. So Bobby D decides to go out. She went to the door, opened the door, and there was this guy there and trying to, I guess, pick the lock or whatever to try to get inside our hotel room, which, we're trying to figure this part out. And the guy was shocked that Bobby opened the door. Very apologetic, I guess, if you can call it that. But he had all these tools and everything trying to make his way into our hotel room. So then, about 5 minutes later, housekeeping calls here. The landline phone. Yeah, a lot of places still have that. So I pick it up and I said, hello. And the guy wanted to know my last name. So I told him the last name, spelled it out for him, said that it's under me and my wife. Spelled my first name out, spelled her last name out. And the guy, now keep in mind, this is the guy that's on the phone is the guy that checked us in. And I completely know that because I remember his voice. So he says, I thought we moved you guys. And I said, moved us for what? And he said, hold on. So he puts, he must have been talking to somebody else. And then he comes back within 30 seconds and says, hold on. I'm sorry, hold on. So, at this point, I'm completely frustrated at this point. And he puts me on hold again. Hold on. So then he comes back and he says, okay, I'm sorry. I think I know what happened. And I said, do you need me to come down there? He says, no, I think we figured it out. So I'm waiting for more of an explanation. And I said, well, what exactly happened? And he says, well, I'm trying to figure this out. So then while I'm waiting, I thought we were going to have more of a conversation. The person hangs up on me. So again, left in limbo, trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm like completely heated and mad at this point. So Bobby and I were actually going out to dinner. So I was going to talk to this guy right there and then because I was going to put my 2 cents on what he, and plus I don't like being hanging up on. Who likes being hung up on? So we went down to the lobby. Like I said, I was going to have a nice little talk with him, but ironically, he was on the phone. So I said to Bobby, okay, you know what? Let's go. We'll come back later. So we went out to dinner. We came back, and lo and behold, he was on the phone again when we came back. You see how much of a coincidence this is? And he's on the phone each time we come back. So then we decided that we were going to, now we're back. It's late now. Grab some things out of the vending machines, drinks, whatever, for the night. And we're sitting there. Or I should say, we're standing there waiting to purchase these items. And he sees us standing there because literally, my elbow is right on the counter. And it took him like 5 minutes for him to acknowledge the fact that we were there. And then he finally decides to say, oh, well, wait a minute, I gotta change this. Well, how are you paying, cash or credit? Like, does it really matter at this point? But anyway, we was like, okay, cash. Okay. Well, I gotta change. Hold on for a second. I gotta change the machine. I gotta change this over to. See, it was a lot of I gotta do this and I gotta do that. So like I said, on top of already being heated from earlier, this is what I didn't like and what we didn't like. Okay. So we finally paid the guy. And in the midst of him doing this transaction, Bobby, a couple other people had come up to Bobby, so she was talking to them. So I said to the guy, hey, listen, about do we have this issue resolved with the room now? Like, how are we going to have this problem again? And he said just like this about the room. I said, so what exactly was the problem? He said they had the room numbers mixed up. So the room numbers had the same numbers, but the numbers were reversed. So our room was 237. They were trying to book somebody, even though we had already been in our hotel room for 2 hours, into our room 237. But come to find out, where they needed to book the people were in room 327. So all this could have been avoided. Okay. So I don't really feel like that we got a good enough. We didn't get enough. I don't really consider that an apology to me. But whenever you go to a hotel, you spend your money, whether you spend a couple dollars, a lot of dollars, it doesn't matter. Your money is your money. Your time is your time. And me being a person who's worked in customer service for many years now knows the difference between great customer service and totally horrendous customer service. This customer service was completely terrible because this guy could have said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. We could have, they could have accommodated and done something else, for the accommodation, for the inconvenience. Because the way things are right now, when you have somebody trying to break into your hotel room, again, trying to get into your hotel room and you're in there, you hear the TV on or you hear somebody on the phone. Really? Really? So again, whenever you go to these hotels, you have every right to be heated. You have every right to be upset if you don't feel like you're being treated properly, because I don't feel we were treated properly at all. And we didn't get any type of acknowledgement, no apology. Well, a half apology, if you know what I mean by that. But it wasn't really an apology. And the guy just kept avoiding. Okay. So it definitely wasn't good enough. So just whenever you go to these hotels, you just make sure that you just ask all the questions you can, because we didn't think we had to ask these questions and we didn't think we'd go through this. Hopefully you guys, wherever you go travel, that you don't come across something like this. This is the most absurd, I don't even have the words to describe this. But hotel etiquette, again, it's an etiquette. It's an art. Okay. Customer service is an art. So if you don't like being in customer service, if you don't like being around people, if you have a snooty attitude, you don't need to be in customer service, because these people are going to come across somebody who has been in customer service. It won't take their stuff. Case in point, me and Bobby. So that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to let you know about this hotel etiquette. If you have any questions or comments, you can drop them right here. We greatly appreciate that. And again, make sure you check out all of our other things here on our YouTube channel. We have a lot of good things for you guys. And again, that's all I have. Etiquette class from Mrs. Cubbage. I tell you, Sam C in for Bobby, but I can't call it. But you guys have a safe, blessed, and wonderful day. And we'll see you guys soon with another one, okay? Take care.